Today we are at Star International School Mirdif with their Vice Principal. Neal, can you introduce yourself, your background, expertise and your school?
Hi, my name is Neal Oates. I'm Vice Principal of Star International School Mirdif. I've worked in Dubai for around 8 years now, and this is my first year at Star International School Mirdif. It's been an interesting year. It's my first year as Vice Principal. It's also the first time I've ever lived through a global pandemic. The impact of that has been huge. My background is in educational technology, so that stood me in good stead this year. We've been able to rise to the challenge quite significantly. I will say, as a school and a Star family, we've done incredibly well. The teachers have really risen to the challenge of distance learning, and we're thriving, not just surviving through this pandemic. Our parents and students have really risen to the challenge also, and it's been a really heartwarming experience to see how we've all come together during this crisis.
Thank you. In this video we are asking school leaders to paint us a picture for the SchoolsCompared.com viewers of what schools will look like in the future. Will they be better, worse or different? Neal, can you give me 3 things you think we should expect?
I'm going to answer that slightly differently, in the fact that I'm a little bit of a skeptic over how much schools will change in the next 10 years. There is an argument that post-COVID schools will go back to normal. We've had an industrial revolution promised many times when it comes to the use of technology, and we've seen that time and time again in education. I've been in education for over a decade now. Every year we get promised that things there'll be a revolution in education, and we're still waiting. Having said that, COVID-19 has changed things. When we come back from this, there will be changes in the way that we operate as schools, and it's really important that we grasp that and we move forward and take advantage of that change and keep hold of some of the positives. So although I think schools will be largely similar in 10 years, there are some things that I hope will change for the better. The first thing is the use of artificial intelligence and big data within classrooms. We've already started to see companies like Century Tech leading the way in this field. There's a quote that everything that can be automated will be automated, and this is a concept for educators to really think of. We're quite AI proof as a profession. It's very difficult for AI to replicate human emotion. It's very difficult for AI to deal with non-standard problems. So a young child walks into a class and says something or asks a question that the AI hasn't programmed to answer. It's very challenging for that AI to replicate that. So we're proof from AI, but artificial intelligence does have the potential to revolutionize teaching in certain ways. So as an educator, what would I like to be automated? And I think most educators would say the marking of work and the feedback of work we would really like to be automated. It takes up a lot of our time, and it's time that would be better spent on actually plugging the gaps and supporting children. So I think if AI were to expand, if we were to see more leaps in artificial intelligence within the classroom, that blended approach where we're utilizing technology alongside traditional teaching on a day-to-day basis, that's something that I would like to see change over the next 10 years. The second area is, and it really comes from COVID, it's this concept of a blended virtual and physical school. Twitter, for example, this last week has said that all of its employees will never have to work in the office again. The traditional working hours in our society are changing, and yet schools open from 8 till 3 in most cases. How many parents still have jobs that reflect those hours? So schools will have to evolve with that. We've already seen that some of our children, especially those of determination, actually benefit incredibly from a virtual environment. And that opportunity to offer a virtual and a physical school could be hugely beneficial to us as a society. It's also worth noting that although all schools might not do this, This could be a niche that some schools enter into. And I think all schools need to really think about how they're offering virtual opportunities for learning to enhance what they're currently doing. And I think that's going to be one of the things that comes out of this crisis that we see. The third thing that I think I would like to see in the next 10 years is, for years now we've been having this argument as educators as to the role of technology in the classroom. And we have been very resistant as a profession as to how well we embrace that. It's a little bit different in Dubai and the UAE. I often say that this is the Disneyland of education. There's a lot of technology here. There's a lot of high ownership of technology in the households. So there's less barriers to this. However, in terms of what we should be doing as a profession, is our academic schools, our universities that are offering teacher training programs, they really do need to enhance the training that teachers have coming into the profession, how they use technology. Our exam boards and our educational authorities need to think about what schooling is in the modern age. What do we need to change to enhance and embrace the use of technology in classrooms? Nothing will ever replicate the magic of having a teacher in a classroom with a group of young children. But technology has the opportunity to enhance what we're doing. As a profession, we need to raise our game and take things to that next level.
Neal, so what is the single key change you think is coming in the next 10 years that will transform education for the better?
Again, I'm a skeptic in some respects. We've had these conversations for many years now. The thing that I hope will change the most is I hope that the affordability and reliability of educational technology will improve. I think if platforms that embrace the use of artificial intelligence can be developed by companies, and it's affordable for schools to bring in, that would be a real revolution in the way that we educate and the way that we teach. Things need to get cheaper and more reliable in this space. And I think if that's done and technology companies around the world embrace that, I think that will be a positive change for the future.
Thank you very much, Neal.